With a history that begins over 6,500 years ago, the Williams Lake First Nation continues to thrive on a territory that today comprises the Cariboo region of central British Columbia. Blessed with an abundance of natural resources, the nation attracts the interest of various industries who seek to access and do business on their territory. I'm heading to Williams Lake First Nation to visit Chief Willie Sellers. I want to see how his vision for economic reconciliation is hoping to empower the youth of his community to long-term business relationships.
Hi, I'm looking for Chief Willie's office.
Chief Willie Sellers. Hello, Chief Willie Sellers with the Williams Lake First Nation. We're sitting in Secwepemulu, just located just outside the city of Williams Lake. I'd like to welcome you to the traditional territory of the Secwepem people.
Chief Willie.
Simon.
How you doing?
Hey, not too bad.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me. How do you say that?
Secwepemulu.
Secwepemulu.
Secwepemulu is the collective of 17 communities.
Okay.
So Williams Lake First Nation is a part of that. Degakul, which means charging up the river. When I think about Williams Lake, I think about not only the beauty of it, but having access to every single biogeoclimatic zone within an hour. You know, being able to get onto the land and be out of cell range, cell service, and actually be able to recharge myself and recharge my soul and look at, you know, how I contribute to my own balance as an individual being out on the land.
Chief Willie, I just want to thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to be on your territory.
I would love to tour you around this building because it is something that we are very proud of.
Show me around and I have 101 more questions for you.
Perfect, all right, let's go. So you can see, I mean, we put these atriums in, a lot of windows. We wanted to make sure we had this good atmosphere for staff to be happy. You know, we look at our stewardship area and how we historically were stewards of the land, and you know, we were a nomadic people and we moved around in our territory, and that's what provided for us. You know, we want to hold up our culture and our traditions and the history and legacy of our ancestors.
Is this beechwood?
Yeah, so this particular piece, a guy who made this, and he hand-picked every single piece of driftwood that you see on this animal. We would trade for this historically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so welcome to our council chambers.
Oh, wow.
This is our most famous chief, that's Chief William. So this piece of artwork is years worth of work. He has the 17 feathers on the eagle staff, which represents the 17 communities in Secwepemulu.
You're a grass dancer.
Very early in my powwow career.
Nice.
Yeah.
When did you start dancing?
Last year.
Wow.
Yeah, and is, you know, become a big part of my healing as an Indigenous person, as a leader, stepping out on the dance floor. It's one of my favorite things to do. The really neat thing with bear is stalking that moose. You know what, let's check out the arbor. Similar concerns that we see right across Indian country when it comes to how we look at the health and wellness of our communities. I mean, the goal is to find the balance. The goal is to reach reconciliation, economic reconciliation. People get into the region, get into, you know, the territory. Oh, this is Williams Lake First Nation. This is WLFN, this is Secwepemulu. And you know, it's something that we've been able to do is change people's perspective of Williams Lake. So you can see we're just putting some of the finishing touches on the arbor.
This is it. Wow. What is the significance of it?
It is the gathering place of, you know, our communities, something that we take great pride in, and making sure that it's shining, you know, magnificent, new roof filled in the empty spaces, brand new dance floor, all irrigated.
Maybe you can tell me a little bit about how it came to be, because I know FortisBC, the partnership that you have, how did that come about?
I mean, we have to be benefiting from industry in our traditional territories, and by partners like Fortis stepping up and having dialogue and having discussion and giving us a seat at the table, we're not only seeing the benefits of, you know, revenue flowing into the community, opportunities for our membership and our youth, but we're also seeing, you know, us being better stewards of the land by having, you know, the input and being able to audit the environmental impacts that come with industry being in our territories. You know, right away, Fortis steps up and says, well, how can we participate? How can we contribute? You know, it's getting behind a community initiative like this powwow, like this arbor, like this piece of infrastructure, contributing to the healing journey of our communities. I mean, here in this arbor, in this space in Secwepemcúlecw at WLFN is a prime example of that.
Brother, that was awesome, man. Awesome.
Reconciliation, economic reconciliation. It's allowed us to do as governments, as communities, is put our future generations in a better spot to realize them. We look at the future and the opportunities that are presented to our youth now. I mean, it is whatever they want to do. Pursue post-secondary education, whether they want to get into trades training, whether they want to look at, career jobs with industry, whether it's with Fortis, whether it's with mines, whether it's in forestry. I mean, those opportunities are there. Having that seat at the table allows us to incubate those opportunities for our youth. This is one of the Fortis sites that they're doing directly in the territory.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone.
First things first is safety, right, guys? Go ahead there, Jack.
Thanks, Vic. And we discussed the hazards, we discussed the scope, the work.
This is our minimum PPE required to get on any of the sites. You only got 2 eyes, so you want to make sure that you always have your safety glasses on. All right, well, let's go have a look at the equipment.
It's a real neat thing. You're able to get out on the job site, be able to see what kind of impact. When we sit in rooms and we have discussions about the impacts that are going to happen in the traditional territory. But the coolest part about this is we have some youth here today.
This is going to be our new 315 excavator. You don't have to worry about hitting anything with the back end on these machines, which is very nice, especially working around structures.
Well, let's get some of these kids in these machines and see what kind of damage we could do.
Hey. This one or that one? So, we've got a step here, handle here.
3-point contact, everything hurts when you fall down it, that's for sure. There you are, and if you do the thumb roller, you make sure the thumb's touching the ground, go towards you. There you are. And that'll be it. Well, anybody want to take a look at the skid steer? So this skid steer is the one we like to call Bumblebee. Not a whole lot of room for everybody, but drop the seat belts down, turn that key over, go all the way. There you are. Nothing can happen with the door open. Won't allow it. Very good safety feature. Got your bucket curl, it's just boom up, boom out, curl. And that's pretty much the gist of her. They're a fun little unit.
Days like today are really cool. It's the inspiration of being in a seat that could change the trajectory of somebody's life. Everyone, I'd like to introduce you to Mike Defoe from Fortis. He's jumping in and being that representative, those boots on the ground for Fortis, and just helping us identify what opportunities there are here in the traditional territory.
From FortisBC, I mean, I'm super excited to have the youth out here to look at what we do as a company. The youth is our next generation, right? We need to pass the knowledge on from the contractors, our contract community, down to the youth, and to show that there is work at FortisBC within your community. And we want to take care of the land. When we come back, we want to do a project and we want to bring it back to what it was before we got here.
I want to thank you guys for having us out here and showing us that there's job opportunities and see something that will grow our territories and help us develop economically. So get to work, kids.
I've got enough time books in the truck.
Honestly, the favorite part of my job here at FortisBC is, I get to do things like this we did today, and that makes me excited about coming to work every day. The future of what we do is the youth, so if I can contribute to that, then us as a company, we will all work together to be more successful.
We are a part of the bigger machine of Secwepemcúlecw and the amount of healing that is happening in our nation right now. But then they're also going to have to really take a serious look at how we look at culture, language, ceremony, revitalization. But at the same time, 2023 is a lot different than 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 150 years ago. So how we find that balance in our territories to hold up, both worlds is one of the biggest challenges that we have.
Morning.
Simon. Yeah, how's it going, Simon?
Nice to meet you. This show to me was, the thought of it was to connect and to find out what business relationships could look like in an Indigenous perspective. But more so now, it's reconnecting with myself, reconnecting with culture, reconnecting with with the lands and understanding and how it's thriving.
Or sweated right out of it.
And my daughter, that's the picture right there. And, you know, having these relationships with a good friend, Chief Willie, having these young youth carrying their heads high and feeling proud about themselves.
We have our traditional powwow this weekend. You know, powwow is a big part of our community. This particular powwow has been running for over 30 years now. And of course, you know, the uptake that we've seen from the community and actually coming and partnering and showing the support on the ground, it is something special. It is really what we want to see, the non-Indigenous people of our territories coming and supporting such a cultural event is progress.
You know, to learn the culture and see the dancing and the kids, just the event, right? Seeing all these people come together as a community, as a nation, it's a beautiful thing to see it. Simon, I like your suitcase.
My big
Nice
one.
big one.
Some of the dancers, you know, the fancy dancers, they got the double bustle.
All looks like by hand too, eh?
Oh yeah, like you know, this would take a full winter to just be this part, right? And then the next, you know, then to keep on going and to do 4 of them. So everything that we put on is a representative.
I mean, I want to tighten
Yeah, not too tight, eh?
to foster these relationships and bring in the different nations to be able to collaborate with FortisBC. So we need to create and foster those long-term relationships, and we provide equal opportunity to everybody to participate and engage in some of the work we do.
I mean, the progress being made is awesome, but when we see companies like Fortis leading the way and bringing Indigenous leaders and Indigenous champions to the table to have those discussions and build those relationships and create these partnerships, you know, when we see Fortis, we think about a friend, we think about somebody that is stepping up and being the example to other industry to follow.
All
right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
We know that we're on the right path, and we know that by going down that path, we're going to be changing lives. And you know how exciting it is to think about what the future holds for WLFN, for Secwepemcúlecw becoming a healthy community.